I'd like to begin with just a fun little story. I was in line to use the bathroom at a Whole Foods, which is always a fun time. And this very attractive Asian woman walked by. And the guy in line in front of me, he turned and he watched her go by. And then he looked at me and he goes, "Damn, Connie Chung got ass." Yeah, right? And I was shocked. Not only this guy's, blatant racism and objectification of this woman, but mostly because he couldn't come up with a more current reference for an Asian woman than Connie Chung. When was the last time she was even relevant? Like 92? Even if this guy wanted to name like another Asian newswoman, he could have gone with Ann Curry, Julie Chen. Probably somebody a little more current. This guy sticking to his guns with Connie Chung. So it made me kind of think, how he might react in certain other situations. Like if he were in line to use the bathroom at, say, a Trader Joe's, and a beautiful blonde woman walked by. I bet he'd be like, "Damn, check out the rack on Joan London." I dated an Asian girl a few years ago for a very short period of time. Not because she was Asian. I don't hate Asian people. That could be rare. Just because we have nothing in common, Like she asked me once who my favorite band was, and I said the Beatles, which I thought was a pretty standard answer. And she goes, "Oh, I think I've heard one of their songs." Who's only ever heard one song by the Beatles? That's like knowing Will Smith from the movie Hitch and nothing else. They named the white guy in that Kevin James vehicle was really charming. I wonder why he's never been in any other movies. Or why he didn't have his own sitcom in the 90s. He's never gotten jiggy with it. That's great. But, I tried to be nice, so I acted like I was impressed. I was like, "Wow, the Beatles? You've heard the Beatles? That's amazing. They're super indie. Which song of theirs have you heard?" And she said, "Wonderwall." Beatles classic Wonderwall. Yeah, we had nothing in common. Even in the bedroom, people like different things. For example, I would like it when we would have sex. She was not a fan. It's partly my fault. The first time that we slept together was a very brief affair. And after that, she gave me the nickname 3, which she explained to me represented the amount of minutes that I lasted in bed. That's true, you guys. But I actually didn't mind because I found it to be extremely generous. There was no way I lasted 3 minutes. Songs are 3 minutes long, and I did not last the length of a full song. If we'd been listening to Wonderwall while we were doing it, I would have been done before you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. And there were some good songs in the 90s, though, right? Remember that TLC song, "No Scrubs"? Yeah, that was a good one. You guys remember what that song was about? See, most people think that song was about them wanting no scrubs, right? But the opposite is actually true. So you gotta listen to the words. It's like someone was picking a survey. And just like, "Hey, TLC, we have you down here for wanting no scrubs. Is that right?" They're like, "No, I don't want no scrubs. I want some scrubs, right?" Okay, one more question real quick. Would you define a scrub as a guy who can't get love from you? A scrub is a guy who can't get no love from you. Those scrubs are getting some love. I can be a little picky with grammar sometimes, because you couldn't tell by that last bit. And I've even been called a grammar Nazi before, which I think is a little misguided, right? Compare me to a Nazi because I'm doing something correctly. Is that really what Nazis were best known for? Being correct? Yeah, Hitler, he was an asshole, but he wasn't always right. Nazis. A lot of people still do have to deal with persecution even today, right? Gay people. I work with this gay guy, and he was telling me the other day that his sister is pregnant. She's thinking about naming her kid Bear. Bear. Yeah. So his mom called him and was like, hey, I don't think your sister should name her kid Bear, because isn't that what you call a big, fat, hairy, gay guy? I'd have been like, yeah, it's also what you call a bear. Maybe that's why you don't want to give your kid that name. Sort of the name of a pretty famous animal. Who's going to meet this kid and be like, oh, your name's Bear? Like a big, fat, hairy, gay guy? It's weird. Why did you do that? I feel like if you guys told me you were going to name your kid Lion, and I was like, whoa, sure you want to call your kid Lion? Isn't that what people who lazily pronounce the ends of words call not telling the truth? It's going to be lying all the time. I don't know if I can take this news lying down. Lion. Yeah, I was actually, I was walking to work the other day, and I passed by this Vietnamese restaurant in my neighborhood. And the owner of the restaurant, he was trying to like open the gate, you know, so he could open up for the day. But there was a homeless guy who was like sleeping against it. So the two of them were like arguing, and as I passed by, I just heard the owner say, no, this restaurant. So I'm just wondering what the homeless guy asked him to get that response, you know? Was he like, wait, so this isn't a Holiday Inn Express? No, this restaurant. Did I die? Is this heaven? No, this restaurant. Hey, which restaurant you own? Is it that one? No, this restaurant. This one, guys. This theater. Call that. Yeah, I do. I have a job. It's not the job that I wanted, though. I really wanted to be a magician. Like, for real. Like, a few years ago, even, like, I thought that I was going to be the next David Blaine, until I found out I wasn't racially ambiguous enough. Like, everybody was like, you're just a regular white guy. And I was like, yeah, from the waist up. But from the waist down, I have the ass and thighs of a middle-aged Puerto Rican woman. So, more about that business. No trouble. Yeah, I want to be a magician though, and my main reason for that was I thought that it would be a good way to get girls. Because we all know, right, there's nothing women love more than goofy tricksters. Like I had this idea in my head that I would like meet a girl at a party, you know, and sweep her off her feet with my magic skills. Like, hey, I know that guy you were talking to earlier was really rich and good looking and everything, but can he saw you in half? Yeah, didn't think so. Never worked though. You know, I don't know why I thought it would. You know, I don't know that magicians were ever really killing it with the ladies. Even back in like the Middle Ages, you know, when people actually believed in magic, knights were the ones who were getting all the girls, right? It's like even now, like girls still talking about like knights in shining armor as like their ideal man, right? Like everybody's, oh, I'm just waiting for my knight in shining armor. You know, when was the last time you heard a girl say, oh, I'm just holding out for my wizard in pointed hat and robe? Is that too much? Is that too much to ask? Jeez. Yeah, like for a long time, like I didn't really know what to say to girls. Like sometimes I would end up saying things that would come across better if I were in a romantic comedy. Does that make any sense? Like I met this girl on an airplane once whose name was Eric's. When she introduced herself, she said, hi, my name's Eric's. Like two guys named Eric. So I, of course, said, hi, my name's Johnny. Like one guy named Johnny. Right? That's not a bad joke. But she didn't laugh at all. Like I think she thought I was trying to make fun of her or something. So immediately I was just like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Paul Rudd should have said that. Paul Rudd said that. It would have been adorable. Like, the two of them would have made plans to join the Mile High Club, you know, only to be thwarted by some nosy but lovable flight attendant played by Melissa McCarthy. I watched that movie. I do have a girlfriend now, and we do watch movies, so it's going well. We were watching Back to the Future recently. At least one person will get this joke. And if you guys remember, at the end of that movie, there's a part where Doc Brown, he's up on the clock tower, and he has to like plug this cord in so that when lightning strikes, he can send Marty back to the future. But as he's reaching up, he drops the cord. But instead of falling to the ground below, it catches on the cuff of his pant leg. And upon seeing this, my girlfriend goes, "Yeah, like that would happen." That was the part of that movie she had a hard time believing. Not all the time travel. Not Marty's parents failing to recognize that their teenage son is the same mysterious kid from their high school who played such a pivotal role in and then disappeared forever. Not Chuck Berry hearing 5 seconds of the song Johnny Be Good over the phone and then going on to write the exact same song word for word in its entirety years later. Not Libyan terrorists getting a hold of plutonium in the future, and all anyone cares about is making sure Marty's parents kiss at a high school dance. Priorities, guys. Not Doc Brown looking exactly the same in 1955 as he does in 1985, and then when the 1955 version sees the 1985 version on video, he exclaims, "I'm an old man," when he should have said, "Why haven't I aged a day in 30 years? Am I some kind of god?" Hi guys, there's the cord catching on Doc Brown's pant leg. That just went too far. But thanks guys, enjoy it.